Thank you. Madam Chairwoman, Ranking Member, and members of this honorable committee, thank you for allowing me to appear before you today. I am grateful for your service to our nation and for your willingness to engage in this important and solemn work. I am Dr. Alveda King. I come before you today not only as a policy leader, as a daughter, a niece, a granddaughter, a mother, a grandmother, and a woman of faith. I wish to begin by expressing sincere appreciation to President Donald J. Trump. My mother's last message to him, and my mother was a very devoted Democrat, but she was so blessed when President Trump signed our home that had been bombed in Birmingham, Alabama in 1963, and she thanked him for putting the home of her husband and our family on the registry when he signed that, and it's on the cover of one of our books. Attorney General Pam Bondi and Director Tulsi Gabbard for their commitment to transparency and openness in government. The release of the files related to the assassination of my uncle, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., represents a meaningful and historic step towards faith and truth and justice. Especially difficult truth has a way of getting and setting us free. Transparency invites trust, and trust is essential for national healing. This moment, I'm very emotional because it triggers many memories as I'm speaking to you today. Please excuse me. This moment is deeply personal for me and my family. My uncle, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., was first and foremost a preacher of the gospel. Before he was a global civil rights leader, he was guided by faith, prayer, and family as a husband, a father, an uncle, a servant of God. He believed with all his heart that we are one blood, one human race, created by God and called to love one another, even when that love is costly. My father, the Reverend A.D. King, was a pastor and civil rights leader who stood faithfully beside his brother in the civil rights movement. Daddy, too, preached nonviolence, reconciliation, and courage rooted in faith. My grandfather, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Sr., or Daddy King, as we called him, raised our family in the church and taught us that righteousness, justice, humility, and perseverance must guide our public lives as well as our private ones. As we have reviewed these newly released records, we are reminded that the civil rights era was marked not only by moral courage, but also by deep concern, misunderstanding, and mistrust. There were moments when institutions failed to live up to their highest calling. Instead of protecting voices calling for justice and for peace, actions were taken that caused pain, confusion, and heartbreak for my family and for many others who labored peacefully for equal rights. I say this not in anger, but in honesty and with sincere grace from God. We cannot heal what we refuse to acknowledge, and yet we must approach the truth with humility and forgiveness, remembering that our goal is not condemnation, but rather restoration and healing. My uncle taught us that love must be the center of every pursuit of justice. Nonviolence was not merely a tactic for him, it was a way of life. He reminded us that hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. In a time when our nation feels deeply divided, I believe this moment offers an invitation to unity, to prayer, and to a renewed commitment to the ideals that bind us together. I pray that the work of this committee will help lead our nation forward in wisdom, humility, and peace. Thank you for allowing me to share my heart today. I look forward to your questions.
Thank you,